Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to Double Advantage, a D&D show where half of us have no idea what's going on at any given moment. It is complete and utter chaos, but guess what? We love it. I'm your Dungeon Master, John, and along with me, like always, are my beautiful friends, so let's get them introduced, starting with the one and only Mr. Blazing Torchic.
Hello everybody, my name is Blazing Torchic with a Torchic now, love this guy, but anyway, in this lovely campaign, I play Melon Sakado, the Wood Elf Rogue, summoning his psychic knives, doing cool things, acrobatic, stealthy guy, unless it matters, and has a cool helmet which shoots out a beam and does cool things. So,
Hell yeah. Go ahead and check out the last couple of episodes. They have been great. We're getting into some new cool territory that everybody's really excited about. He's got a Torchic now finally, so it all culminates into some greatness. So go check out all that stuff. And up next, we got BryceKrispie.
What's up, guys? BryceKrispie 94 here. I play Volstagg the Forgotten, the half-orc druid. And if you see me constantly rubbing my eye during this session, it's because I just jabbed it like 30 minutes ago and it keeps watering and hurting. It's also why it's dark in the room. A little light sensitive right now.
It's alright. He also will most likely have to disappear towards the end of the episode due to some stuff he's got to do. All good. Sometimes not everything falls into place with these things, but we're going to have him for a good chunk of the time, so don't you guys worry about that. And if he leaves, when he leaves, we'll figure out how to work with that, whether I take control or let one of these two lovely gentlemen take control of Volstagg the Forgotten. But go check out all his stuff. A one-shot will be uploaded soon on his channel, so go check that out. And anything else D&D related, mini paintings, mini pack openings, go ahead, check him out. And last but certainly not least, our boy, Datsunami.
Hey, yo, what is going on? Yes, I am Arias Scald. I'm the cleric of the group, loving to keep these boys alive and keep the adventure going. We've been, thankfully, successful in that road so far. But, yeah, we're just, hopefully gonna keep that going.
The winning streak alive?
Keep the winning streak going.
Oh man, so go ahead and check out all that stuff and see the last couple of episodes to see Scald's shenanigans and some of the cool new stuff that he can do as well has been debuted over the course of the last couple of episodes.
Yes.
As well as a new magic item in his possession. So go ahead and check all that out. And go ahead and check out everybody's links in the below. Tsunami is starting his YouTube back up strong. There is a video up, like a channel trailer sort of thing. And just a general introduction to the future of his channel. So go check that out. Link is in the description. And just go support all the boys. And speaking of which, support the artists of the show, Renny, Texas, Mitch Ninja, and Carl Uber. Without them, none of this would be possible. We love them very much, and we appreciate them for what they contributed to the show in more ways than one. So, without further ado, anybody have any announcements they'd like to make before we get started?
Nailed it.
I feel like there's times where I'm good, and there's times where I stumble over every word that comes out of my mouth. So
you did great.
Thank you, sir. Let's go ahead and get into episode 44. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, my God. Episode 44. Almost the dreaded 45 of Double Advantage. So, in the last string of episodes, the Lightbreakers decided to, after dealing with some undead presences and plants that were out to get them, they decided to lay low in Snowcaster for a couple of days, 2 weeks to be exact, where they spent their time practicing some new things, team bonding, learning about each other, trying to find a balance between their moves in combat and finding a unity amongst themselves to not be surprised when something new happens on the battlefield. After that, they took their own individual downtime. Scald went and kind of just practiced his inner dealings with the Dawn Father, kind of perfecting his inner soul, learning new spells and the like. Sakado and Volstagg, each on their own, respectively, went and investigated the rune situation that has been plaguing the town or the city of Snowcaster, trying to find the source, trying to find what lies beneath all of that, and just generally piquing their interest as something they wish to take on. And in fact, Volstagg went out of his way to reach out to the Thorn Guards of the city and asked to help, and met with Detective, what was his name? Shit, I have it in my head. Rolf Niso, head of the Narcotics Division for the Thorn Guards, who basically gave them authority to not do what they want, but under Thorn Guard permission, to investigate in whatever way they saw fit. And along the way, Thybrick Marblemite, their dwarven friend who they saved previously before arriving in the city of Snowcaster, asked if they could quickly take a peek into the home of his friend who he hadn't seen in a couple of days, worried they might be sick or something, as they're a stubborn individual who doesn't really like to ask for help. After meeting with Niso, they went to the house, realized everything was locked, sensed no movement, saw that everything was shuttered, saw no fire and smoke pluming from the fireplace, and Sakuro, after failing once, upon the second time, was able to unlock the back door of the house of Thybrick's friend, when Volstagg noticed a blur of movement out of the corner of his eye, back in the aqueduct area of the city proper, as the house is kind of in the scorns or the slums, but kind of on the outside right before. But in this industrial area, Volstagg kind of stopped everyone for a second and began to move forward towards the aqueduct, hand on clarity, when he got thwacked in the back of the head by a metal pipe as he turned and saw this half-elven man, scrawny, weak, shaky, patchy beard work, messy hair, and these light green rings around the nose, as he is currently clutching the piece of metal, and I'm going to turn the music back on because I've gone through that, currently double wielding the long pipe that looks to be like it was pulled and pried off of the inner workings of the aqueduct here, and is currently shaking, standing, looking at you, eyes wide. Even though it's dark in here, the pupils are dilated, like just like almost fully consuming the irises. And so the two of you, Scald and Sakuro, you guys at this point would have just watched Volstagg kind of like step off, and then all you heard was a loud tink. And that's all you guys heard at this point. But Volstagg, you are presented with the, I wouldn't say young, but maybe late 20s half-elven gentleman. Well, maybe not gentleman. So.
All right. I'm gonna cast Hold Person.
Okay. Let me go ahead and let me check something here. I want to make sure that I get this completely right. All right. So Hold Person. And this is a Wisdom.
Yes, Wisdom save.
Hold Person Wisdom save. That is an 18.
All right. Succeed.
Plus nothing, but
You walking over because I
actually, hold on. That is a 14.
Oh, he does not save.
He has disadvantage. So, okay. So you watch as he's currently. Does it just hold him in place, or does he like drop everything and like stiffen up?
The wisdom save, or he is paralyzed. So I guess
I guess he just is kind of stuck in the baseball position, not shaking
just
anymore.
Like
but he's just like
closed.
dead still. You can see his like eyes are like darting around. I assume he can't talk in this state. So
I don't.
I think when you're paralyzed,
I don't think it depends on what the paralysis
cannot-
is.
And can't move or speak. The creature automatically fails strength and dex save throws. Attack rolls against each creature has advantage. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
okay. So yeah, he's currently stuck in baseball pose, no longer shaking. His eyes are darting, and he is not speaking.
I'm gonna walk over and I'll just kind of hey, please, enough, right? We are merely here to check up on you. Friend had sent us, and I'm gonna reach out and hope this works. I don't know if it will. I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration.
Interesting. Okay.
So you touch a creature and can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. I'm hoping this counts as a poisoning.
Okay.
So I'm going to
I
reach out.
I would say if alcohol is a poison to the body, I would argue that drugs and substances of the like would have a similar effect. So I would say that yes, technically this would work, and I think this would also technically end the hold person.
No, that's more.
That's more?
Wait, oh yeah, paralysis. Sorry. I would end
Does
the,
it end
the
both?
paralysis.
I think, or is it just choose one?
Oh, either one disease or one condition.
Okay,
Yeah,
so-
I can only choose, one.
Okay.
So I would go for the poison.
He's still paralyzed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And nothing about him physically changes. The rings of green are still there,
Right.
and at the moment, you don't know if anything took hold, as he's still paralyzed.
I'll
That's
just turn to Scald and be like,
So,
that worked.
well, we're gonna find out. Friend, please, we're gonna let go of this spell. Like I said, we're just here to help. Hope that this may have helped you in a way. You're a little more clear of mind. Said we're gonna spell, but if we have to, we will train you again. Really in a defense for
I'm gonna keep my hand on my sword,
Mhm.
but I will drop the whole person.
Okay.
Just kind of like, please.
As you drop the whole person, the one thing that you did notice, I guess Scald would be good. When you did cast Lesser Restoration, the only thing physically that changed, I forgot about this, the pupils undilated.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be the one thing you would have noticed.
Okay.
So as you drop the whole person, Sakura, what are you doing during all of this?
I'd have assumed that they'd have the situation under control, because I could still see out the door, right?
Like in the doorway of the house?
Yeah, like I could look through it and see what was going on.
Yeah, like you stepped in and like turned around and you watched all that. You can see like what you see is just like Volstagg and Scald's like backs.
Okay, I'd assume because no weapons are drawn and there's no like loud sounds that they've got the situation under control, so I'd keep investigating the house.
Okay, so let's continue on to that. So you go ahead, walk in. Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me, please.
16?
16. Okay.
Does
Pretty
that
good.
take into effect the fact that we butchered the stealth check at the end of the last game?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you disadvantage.
This is
Just wanted to be fair, because we did kind of just barge into the house.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I do
to
remember
be
that.
fair, I got that 16 from a 5, so
Oh,
yeah, it's sticking with the 16.
okay. You feel pretty good. I mean, you did make yourself known, so I mean, but you go ahead. You walk in, and it's a quaint house. It's nothing lavish. It's nothing extravagant, but it serves the purpose. There's what looks to be a very simple kitchen with a table that appears to only have 2 chairs on it, even though it could have a couple more. It's relatively long, and you can see that there's plenty of fruit kind of strewn about, different pieces of cutlery. Looks to be a wash basin with a couple of dirty dishes in it. You're kind of looking around. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay, investigation 2.
2. That's kind of all you see. Nothing looks out of the ordinary. It looks like a regular homestead. There's a carpet on the ground. You look at the fireplace, and it's not lit. That's just kind of you just looking around at very general basic stuff. Curtains are pulled. You can now see the door that leads to the front entrance that is currently latched and locked. You're kind of looking around and you see that there are, from this center chamber, which is like the kitchen area, you can see that there are 2 doors just side by side to one another on the opposite end of the wall.
So how are the doors placed?
So back door, you walk in.
Mm-hmm.
You're facing this way. There is the front door. Fireplace is to the left. The 2 doors are to the right, but they're next to each other. Sorry. But that was you just kind of looking around.
So the doors aren't opposite, but they're like next to each other.
They're next to each other.
Okay. Do I see any stairs?
You do not. This was not a
Okay.
big house.
Okay, so is it a 1-floor house?
It is a 1-story house, yes.
Okay, well, which door am I going through? The left one.
Okay. You go ahead, creak open the left, and you can see that this is a chamber filled with pieces of metal. Lots of different pieces of metal. You can see that there are a couple of armor sets placed around, and you can see that there's this long workbench with a bunch of intricate tools. Make a history check.
Where is my history? 11.
They just look like metalworking tools, just like tools you would use to work with metal. But there is a bunch of metal in here, bunch of armor, bunch of scrap, like bunch of like sketches, like detailed drawings of intricate designs, kind of strewn about on like rolled pieces of paper. There's a bunch of like blueprint like scrolls just kind of strewn about, very messy and unorganized. But this appears to be a work chamber or a office of some kind.
Okay. Could I do an investigation check to see if there are any traces of rune or like hidden places where it would be hidden?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. You look about in this room, and no, it's just armor sets, metal, like little. After kind of messing with them, you intuitively just begin to understand that the tools appear to be etching tools. That this person etches designs into metal on pieces of armor or exterior for housing and stuff like that. But this is just purely a work office. You do find, though, under the workbench, kind of attached with a strap, a coin purse that appears to have 15 gold in it. That you deduce is probably a secret stash for hard times, just in case. But that's like the only thing you find in there.
Okay, well, I'll leave the room and go into the right door then.
Okay, go to the second door. This appears to be a bedroom. You can see that there is a relatively small bed. It's not thin. It's pretty wide, but it's short. And you can see that there appears to be like a wash basin as well, like to bathe. You can see that there's a bunch of clothes kind of spattered along the ground. There's a dresser as well, and there is like a closet that opens up, and a bedside table.
Okay, I'll open the drawers first, like look through them.
Okay, so which drawers specifically?
The bedside drawers.
Bedside table is locked.
It's locked.
You poo on it. Nothing.
Do I know how it's locked?
Make a general just intelligence check.
Oh, lovely. 12.
12. It has a keyhole.
It's a key lock.
It's a key lock, yeah.
Okay. Right, I'll go looking elsewhere first then.
Okay, where do you go?
What else is there?
There's a bed,
wardrobe.
a wash basin, a dresser, and a like I don't know, the tall one that opens up. I guess a dresser. I don't know what that one would be called, but
Cupboard, wardrobe.
yeah, a wardrobe. There you go, a wardrobe.
Okay. I'll check in the wardrobe.
You open the wardrobe. Clothes and shoes.
Anything like hidden in there?
Make an investigation check.
15.
You find a really well-made but ordinary short sword.
Not bad, not bad. I'll just put it back. Not here to steal anything.
Alright.
I'll check around the bed area.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I can see if there's anything under the bed. 11.
11. Okay. You go ahead and you're kind of just like, obviously checking under the mattress, flipping the sheets. And as you just casually, you're just like flipping the sheets. For shits, you just lift up the pillow, and underneath the pillow is a very small pouch, about that big, square. Looks to be leather.
Right, can I, like, without opening the pouch, like, feel what's inside it? Like,
Yeah, just like squeezing it.
Yes, like, because you know how, like, in a pouch, sand would feel different to, like, coins.
Mm-hmm. It feels like sand.
Let me just double check. It's green powder. Ooh. Okay. Is that, like, how's it open? Is it, like, drawstring? Or...
It does appear to be a button that you, like, slip through and open.
Okay, I'm going to hold it away from me and open it.
Okay, you open it up, look inside, and there's a small amount of green powder.
Right, close it instantly. Put it in my pocket.
Make an insight check.
Natural 20.
There's something about this pouch, the way it was placed and the way it was hidden, seemed a bit obvious. It seems like a really shitty place to hide something.
Oh yeah, definitely. You have a locked drawer, why not put it in there?
Exactly.
But there was no signs of breaking and entering, was there?
You didn't check.
True. But that's on the mind now. Right, what else is there to check?
The bedside table.
Bedside table, the basin, and the drawers.
Oh, and the drawers.
The other drawers.
If you go through
I'll
the
check
drawer,
other-
you go through the drawers. It's clothes. It's all just clothes. Lots of
Right.
undergarments,
Lovely.
but
Don't want to be a panty thief, but let's try and unlock the drawers then.
okay. Go ahead and make a thieves' tools check. So I believe that's just your dex
Dex
plus your
tools.
proficiency.
Also plus it, not bad. Oh, flipping out, what are these rolls today? 17 plus 8.
Oh, easily. You just go in, all of them, just almost immediately. It seemed like a pretty much harder lock than the one on the outside door, but just easy enough. Dink, dink, dink. You open it up, and it is a stack of papers about this high.
Are they like bound together, or is it just all loose sheets?
It's bound.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a quick flick through the paper then.
It looks really well kept. It's bound with string. It has a cover. There is no like writing on the cover, but as you flip through it, it appears to be what's the word? Invoices. Receipts for equipment that this person is making, keeping track of their financial records, basically.
Right.
Are you just flimming through it, or are you making a deeper check into it?
Now that I know it's about invoices...
It is also it's also about just general monetary.
Yeah, now that I know it's keeping track of, like, purchases, it would be stupid, but he might have written down something about it. I'm going to... Is it, like, marked by date?
It is.
Okay.
It's
going
even meticulously hour and minute stamped.
This guy's thorough. Interesting. I'm going to check from the past 4 weeks any suspicious looking in payments.
This is pretty easy, right? Because it's presented in front of you. I wouldn't say that there's nothing to look for. As you're writing down, there's not crazy, but the immaculate amount of detail in this is absurd. Like, bought silverware, 6 o'clock. Bought napkins, 5:55. Right? Just every little thing, right? Loaf of bread, X2, 7 o'clock, right? Just very meticulous. And from the last 4 weeks, the most suspicious thing that you can gather is, me think, actually. What would be the most suspicious thing? Oh, shit. Handcuffs.
Went
But
for it.
throughout the entire weeks, nothing. Everything is regular.
Handcuffs in them. Okay, it would be good evidence. We don't know for sure that the guy outside is the owner of this house, right?
You don't know there's
Well,
a guy out there. Which,
yeah, that's true. I know there's something happening.
that's a good segue to the two of you. As you've dropped hold person, the male half elf drops the pipe and immediately like turns away, like preparing for some lashing out, and is like, I'm sorry, I didn't see anything. I promise, I didn't see anything. I was just walking. I promise, I didn't tell anyone. I swear, I didn't.
Didn't tell anyone what?
I didn't. You guys, you went into his house. I didn't tell anybody last time. I didn't see anything. I promise. I made the deal that I wouldn't tell anybody that you were here. So it's okay. I promise.
What? Refresh my memory of the deal from last time.
You guys came here last time. You guys left, and I saw you, and you told me not to tell anybody. And if I didn't tell anybody, you would give me rune. And I didn't tell anybody. I promise. I didn't tell. Nobody knows. It's just me. I kept my deal.
What else do you remember about our last visit besides you not speaking? Which
it was.
I'm glad you
I
haven't
didn't.
spoken.
Well, while he's talking to him, can I use my sensor and cast Detect Thoughts?
Yes, you can.
See if I can.
Okay. There's no save unless you go deeper, right?
Unless I go deep.
Okay. So I will, as I'm going. God, there it is. As we go through, I will catch you up, but I'll let this kind of play out a little bit. So, what did you ask, Volstagg? I'm sorry.
I basically just asked him to fill me in on what transpired last time. What the actual. Why we made the deal.
He says it was three of you and a dog, and you have a dog, three and a dog, and the two big guy. You I think I didn't see your face last time. Big.
It was me. It was me.
Make a deception check with advantage because this guy's very not okay right now.
What is my? Okay.
You guys and a dog. That does sound like those.
I rolled 2 16s, so 18.
Okay. Yeah, he believes you. This is you. You look You look smaller than I remember. It's okay. Pointing to Scald. You look smaller. It's fine. I didn't see your face, but you had a guy in a hood. He saw me. He came up to me. He said I didn't see anything. He gave me rune. He said to be quiet. I be quiet. I didn't say anything. He came to me. He was I couldn't see his face. He had ears big like mine. Elf. And he said don't tell anybody or I would get in trouble. But I didn't tell anybody. I promise I didn't do it. And so while that's happening, Scald, just basic thought. Panic, stress, anxiety, terror. Word for his life.
Everything I can see.
Yeah, everything you can visualize. Word for his life. Definitely panicking a bit, whether that's from external or internal conflicts. And as he's saying, like you just get these little glimpses of people in cloaks, nighttime, going into the back door. Basically, it's almost like a parallel of what just happened, but at night. He's telling the truth. Do you wish to go deeper?
Oh, I'm going deeper.
Okay. And what is this again? A save?
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save, and you cast Less Restoration, so he no longer has disadvantage. Yeah, that is a 12.
He fails. I get deep in him.
Okay. So, what exactly does it say when you pass that second barrier?
Okay. Let's see. Actually, on the surface thoughts of the creature when it's mind moment as an action. Right. Probe deeper. The target must make a wisdom save. Fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates. Either way, the target knows that you are probing into its mind, and unless you shift your attention to other creature's thoughts, he can try on his turn to push it away.
Okay.
But yeah, so I get
as
just
you probe,
yeah, I get all that.
As you probe deeper, you get the same reinforcements. You see the images clearer. They are kind of hazy though. The images themselves, right? It's a clear picture, but you can tell that when perceived, it was kind of fuzzy. Like maybe that person would have been on Rune at the time. But you can see a visage of 3 people cloaked, big, 2 big people. One about the size of Volstagg, the other definitely bigger than what you would consider yourself. And a slender figure from this angle could be Sakato if you're looking just purely from the back. And there is what appears to be a dog. Definitely not Quellen, but a dog. He's telling the truth, and he is scared. And as he talks about the deal he made, you can hear glimpses of, "You didn't see anything. Don't tell anyone. Here, have this. Keep it between us. Don't worry, friend." And like the person, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. And just this kind of like, it's almost like pulsing and like shifting from like each like scene of his memory to the next. What he's saying is true.
And I don't see any like symbolism on the people, like any.
Make a perception check. Inside of your own head, or inside of his head, actually.
Going deception. Deception. 14. Oh, I have advantage on. Is it?
You do, because of the shield.
That's sweet. Ooh, that's even better. It's 20 altogether.
20. No. The cloaks are basic. Hood's general. You don't get a good visage of the other 2 kind of heftier figures. You get a good, not a good look, you get a decent look of the face from like the nose down of the gentleman who's like, "Don't worry, it's okay. Don't tell anyone." Definitely elven features. Very sharp, defined cheekbones. Definitely of elven lineage in some shape or form. So everything he's saying is being confirmed. Just from an outside perspective, due to his jitters, could be perceived as lying.
Already.
As that happens, Volstagg, you're kind of talking to him, and then he kind of like twinges for a minute. You feel the connection. Actually, no. Does it just end, or does he have to make a wisdom save to end it?
An intelligence check against my intelligence check.
He rolled a 10.
I rolled better.
Okay.
I rolled a 13.
He says, I don't know. No, get out. Get out. Go away.
No,
go away.
And I'll just end it anyways because I noticed that he's telling the truth. No, what's going on? Are
this
feeling okay?
Kind of just looks at you. Don't like you.
I won't lie to you. I did what I did. Came at us, you attacked. I need to know you were telling the truth.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't.
That's okay.
I thought you were them. Come after me because you thought I told. I was just trying.
Not here to hurt you.
Okay.
Just trying to get some answers to what's going on. So clearly, are you the owner of this house?
I don't know. I don't.
No. Okay. Do you know where the owner is?
I don't know who they are.
How long have you been staying here?
I've been moving around spot to spot, but about 2 weeks. Not you. It's not you. It's not you. They came a week ago.
And they only came 2 weeks, which means. Okay.
Did they take the man that lives in the house?
They went in, and they came out with just lots of stuff. I don't know.
What kind of stuff?
Papers,
objects.
like big crates. They carried a big crate. The two big guys carried the crate, and the skinny guy saw me as they walked out.
Okay. Did you see what direction they headed in?
They
Or did they leave?
They went more to the Scorns, but I didn't see where they went after because he came up to me and told me not to tell anybody.
I'm gonna have to a little bit more. Information on what exactly they holding.
Am I in trouble?
No, you didn't do anything wrong.
But
other than
I told them I wouldn't say anything.
That's fine. You were under duress. That happens. They threatened your life. But we do need to get you somewhere to get you off some drug. That.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You look like you got a lot going for you. You're a young elf.
Yeah. Things just didn't work out.
Hey, there's plenty of time. But
yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
We'll get you somewhere. Get you cleaned up. You know where the nearest, church is? Nearest housing?
All I know is the Adventuring Guild.
Hey, anywhere that has a meal for you right now. Get you there.
I'll give
Get you on
him
your way.
2 gold pieces.
I hit you.
When you get to the guild, tell them the Lightbreakers sent you. You should
Lightbreakers.
have a good time.
Lightbreakers. Okay. Lightbreakers. And he kind of turns around and begins to walk towards the city as the sun is kind of almost fully set, just kind of listening and reminding himself, Lightbreakers, as he's got the 2 gold in his hand, and just thank you.
Well, we might come back for questioning again, but don't worry. Might need some more.
Okay.
But you are.
Okay. He just walks off.
Okay. All right. Well. Find Sakudo. Figure out what was in those crates.
All right. So it's at this point, Sakudo, you hear entrance into the door that you had unlocked. You turn and you can see Skald and Volstagg, who's currently dripping blood a little bit, down his neck from his back.
Well, what happened?
Just a squatter. He was on the drug, but took care of it. Got some answers. Not that we really wanted, but
We
got
know
some.
that 3 people broke into this house about a week ago.
He had some hooded figures. They took. We're assuming they took the owner, because they came back for some crates. Have you seen any spots where some crates might be missing? Or searches?
In the workroom, would there have been any space for crates?
There were a fair bit of crates in there, yeah. Just containing metal and all the other stuff.
Well,
Oh.
there's certainly storage space for crates. Also, just quick thing, I found some room. It was...
Oh, it must have been his. The squatter we found, he had the rings, and he said that they had given him some as a payment for not saying any
Well,
rifle.
if that squatter somehow managed to get inside this house and put it under his pillow...
He was probably sleeping.
Well,
He said he's been here for a few.
in the house?
Been here for about 2 weeks. Probably the owner, or our friend's friend, has gone missing.
Correction. You perceive he meant in the aqueduct,
Oh,
not in the actual house. When you
Okay.
were in his mind, he was like laying down in the aqueduct when he heard footsteps and saw them from that same corridor.
okay.
So not necessarily.
So he's been here for a week.
Yeah.
Essentially.
He's been around, but not in the house.
Okay. That.
So, also another thing I found, it was very, very detailed. Did it also have income as well as outcome?
It did.
Expenses.
It had
Well, I found
everything having to do with their monetary life.
Okay, well, I found a very, very oddly detailed checkbook of expenses and incoming money. I took a look at the past 4 weeks. Nothing really catching my attention besides handcuffs, but I'm not too sure I want to pry into that.
No, that might just be a personal thing. But
Giggity.
that might, yeah, there we go. That might help us at least see what's worth taking here. You know, if we go through it all, if he's that detailed about his logs, sure it was in there.
Wait, hold on a second, and I'll go and find the checkbook again.
Okay.
What was the date that it stopped?
The date that it stopped.
Like, the
It's-
last date written down in the checkbook.
The last date written down would have been. Give me a second.
'Cause this guy wouldn't miss a day, would he?
Doesn't seem like it.
Last day written was the 4th.
So that lines up. Right, so the last day was the 4th, which is exactly a week ago. That lines up with the junkie story. So we can assume that this... And how long did Thyberg say his friend was in his house?
A few days.
Oh, okay, I thought he said okay, I was extending it in okay, so he's only been worried for a few.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been weeks. It's just been a couple of days. I think he said.
Okay, that
5?
in my mind it was weeks.
Gotcha.
5 days.
I'm glad.
Right. So, plus the rune placement was too easy to find.
I mean, a junkie doesn't really hide things very well. Like I said, I assume he was sleeping in the bed. He just threw it under there. Maybe when he heard us coming in. Because he was obviously used. But the owner, I don't believe. I believe the owner had something that these guys wanted. So they took him.
What I'm thinking of is people broke in, placed a rune under a pillow, easy to find, and this guy's gone missing. They want this guy to stay missing, and they want, probably the Thorn God, when they eventually arrive, to assume that it was the rune did this, not
That's also
an outside intervention.
Okay. So kind of framing it,
Yeah, so cover up.
planting it. Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
can I move back into the workroom?
Okay.
And I would like to check every crate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in and start looking around.
Okay, you go ahead, pull up every crate. It all has sheet metal in it. Just layers and layers of sheet metal. And you look, and now kind of piecing things together, all that sheet metal that you saw kind of strewn about the floor seems like it should be in a crate. But it's just kind of everything else, all the other sheet metal is in crates. But there's a bunch of sheet metal just on the ground that should be in a crate.
I have an idea. I'm not sure if Volstagg would get this though. With my passive perception and what I've seen and what I know, would I possibly think that the crates that they took were like false bottom crates? Like you open it up, you see some sheet metal, move some sheet metal, you see some drugs type deal?
You looking at this, the size of the crates, looking back at the house and how the door frame was and all that, not necessarily that, but a halfling or a gnome could potentially fit in one of these crates.
And the guy we're looking for was a halfling or a gnome, right?
You don't know. You never asked. But
Okay.
the bed was shorter. The doors shorter.
He had it showed.
So
Well,
thinking about that, your
perhaps-
first original idea was maybe it's secretly hiding drugs, but then you think about it and you're like, well, this metal doesn't have a box. Box is gone. Could put a body in that box.
So that was them taking him.
Bode well for him.
just to
Not
confirm,
just taking his stuff, they were taking him.
Skull, the
Um,
person we're looking for, was he a shorter person? Because you were told what he was like, right?
Fabric just told you his friend needed help.
Well, we'll have to go back to Thybrick then for that.
But I think it's safe.
Does there look like there was a struggle anywhere, or
No. No, it doesn't.
I mean,
when
I
the-
want to be looking for. Yeah, I guess now we're kind of.
when the druggie was kind of telling us, and when Scald was in his mind, crap, I don't remember what I was about to say. Important. Had to do with the situation.
So we
Okay.
saw them taking the crates.
Saw them taking the crate.
Well, we saw them
body,
taking the crate
blah.
because that's when they were kidnapping him.
Right.
Because they cleared out the crate,
Oh,
stuffed
Was
them
it-
in.
was it night? It was nighttime, right?
It was nighttime. This
night.
happened at night, yes. From Scald's perspective.
Right. So they probably got him when he was sleeping. Snuck into the house, knocked him out, killed him, whatever they did. Dumped the body in a crate. Flavonos. Until
Well, they wouldn't have. Yeah, I mean, they probably didn't kill him. They wouldn't have taken him. I don't.
Well, do you know how many crates they took?
Just one.
It was just one that you had saw.
Oh. Is my assumption. But now we have to. So he went off deeper into.
It is Scorns, which is
Scorns.
the slums, basically.
Oh, yeah.
So that's about all we know is they just went deeper.
So me. I don't know. I'm sure people are transporting crates all the time.
Are there any symbols on the crates?
No.
Ones that would like mark. Okay, so there's
They just look like general crates purchased from any general store in the town.
I think we need to go have a chat with Thybrick and maybe our new friend on the rune.
Yeah. I need some more information on what's...
Yes, and might as well drop off the rune as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how do you proceed from here? Lock up? Put things back in their place? Move forward?
Well, we'll definitely... We didn't really mess anything up. Really, right?
It's the bed up.
Oh, well... I'm just...
Well,
No, I just want to make sure, yeah, we'll just make sure everything looks the way it did before we
Easy enough.
came in. Clean up any blood off from Volstag's dripping head.
Yeah. So easy enough to do with the three of you. Kind of put things back in their place. Lock up once again. And where are you headed?
I would say Thybrick's first.
Yeah, at least fill them in, and then see if we can figure anything else who we're looking for.
Okay. So, you go ahead. As the sun has fully set at this point, you go ahead and make your way to the Molten Menagerie. You can see that the forge, while still lit, Fabric does not appear to be outside, but the interior lights of the home do appear to be on.
who's going to tell him?
I'll walk up, knock on the door.
Oh, there we go.
Door opens up. You can see Fabric currently in like what appears to be like an apron. You can see that there's a bunch of like flour on his shirt. Hey, Volstagg, it's good to see you. What you all right? You can see like a little bit of blood. You okay?
Yeah, just a vagrant
Hey,
attacked me.
I'm sorry about that. Here, I can get you some. Here, come in. I can get you some napkins or something.
Just go in. Went to visit your friend's house.
Hey,
No
good.
answer.
Well, what did you?
How
Well-
tall is your friend?
Aye, they're no more than like 3'5".
Yeah. Okay. So we do know we got into your friend's house.
Good. Okay.
Friend wasn't there.
That's not good. Okay.
There was a squatter
The one
had been staying. Tried to attack Volstagg. Thankfully, subdued him. He was on,
Aye.
which not surprising in the situation, but I was able to get some information out what he had seen because he'd been there for he had witnessed when he wasn't staying in the house at the time. He was by but had witnessed a group of hooded figures. Great. Oh, the size that you're.
You can see that there's like this immediate drop in his expression. You think they
Your friend is more than likely alive. I've taken his body, I would imagine. If we are trying to figure out why taken, know if he had any type of enemies, what was the work he was getting into.
They were a metal worker. They were an etcher. They made designs. They were an artist. Like I don't know how.
There was nothing else. No, he wasn't had a side deal with anybody that he hadn't come into money.
Not that I know of. From what I know, I mean, They often ask a lot of questions. They could have asked too many questions that someone didn't like.
Okay.
But they never had
question.
any dealings with anyone. They never had any side hustles. They're very meticulous.
Good.
From what I know, but
Have to cover the bases.
they're very inquisitive. And
Okay.
I guess asking so many questions eventually might put you in a situation where you're a little too close to something. That's my best guess.
Makes sense.
And you said you found Rune in the house?
Yeah. Small pouch of it. Could have been just the squatters that we found. Other reason. But as far as the way you're describing your friend, it was in the house. Had to.
Well, it's not good. I didn't think it would be so deep. Sorry, I put you in this position.
Oh, that's what we do. We go deep.
I was already asking you for a huge favor, but would it be too much to ask if you...
Well, now I'm curious myself anyways.
Nay.
And I can't
too
let
much.
somebody be kidnapped.
Plus, we are
So-
investigating the rune trade anyway.
Aye, speaking of which, did you bring that shit into my house?
I don't. Did he say did Sakura say what he did with it? He said he just told us he found
You
it.
should probably take that to the Thorn Guards, and...
That's what we are. That was
Yes,
our next.
we're
Yeah.
ready.
Because the last thing any of us need is for someone to have seen you break into my friend's house, and then find you here, and then you got a drug on you, and then, you know...
Trust me, we were. The thought was.
Right. What happened to the squatter?
Made sure he was of the right state of mind.
That's good.
Sent him. Hopefully, get a job, get some food.
Well.
Should be at the Adventuring Guild. Great to go. Meet up with him.
Well, thank you for doing that for me. I'm a bit shaken that that's the outcome. Far worse than I could have expected. But if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Of course. We'll
Well,
keep you updated.
You've definitely helped by giving us insight into certain avenues not to go.
Yeah. I guess I should have told you that. Gnome. Goldrus is their name.
Elders.
Kind of darker skin, pointy nose, kind of curly hair and blue eyes. I didn't think it would go this far, so I didn't think it was important. I thought you'd just find him lying in bed sick as a dog. But guess not.
That was, of course, the hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're happy to try to figure this out.
Appreciate that. Well, can I get you something to eat or something?
I'm okay.
Thank you. We must be going.
Yeah, you should probably
A
take
few more
that
leads
shit.
to follow.
You should probably take that shit to the guards.
Yes, that's definitely our next.
Yeah. Right. Well, you know where to find me if things suddenly turn around or turn awry.
Well, don't be afraid to reach out.
Never.
Well, if you hear anything, see anything,
First to know.
thank you.
All right. Well, take care.
Yeah, we'll just start heading toward.
All right. Make your way towards the Thorn Guards. Yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna peace out.
Yes. Sounds good. Alrighty. We will hopefully don't have to do too much with you. So, but if so, I'll figure out how it should work. So, no worries about that.
And then I'll send this. So
Sounds good. Peace out, my dude. Have a good day. Later.
See ya.
Bye.
So, to the Thorn Guards. You guys make your way, kind of leading through. You guys see the woman at the counter, gives you a nod, kind of points her hand over to the detective's office, kind of give a little knock, and as you walk in, you can see Rolf Niso currently standing there, kind of turns. Well, I wasn't expecting progress so soon, unless this is bad news. You kind of sees that Volstag's bleeding a little bit, and you guys have this, like, kind of, like, sorrow to your faces.
Well, definitely not good news. Progress.
Love that. Okay. Fill me in.
And yeah, I mean,
I'll take
go
out
over
the
how
room.
we.
Yeah, I'll
yeah,
just take out the
take
room,
that out.
place it on.
Holy
I'll just
shit.
go over everything.
Yes, well, I went into Goldrus, was it? I think it was Goldrus, yes.
Soldiers, yeah.
I went into his bedroom. There was nothing in his workroom. It was under his pillow. And it seems too easy to find for it to be his. And
Oh.
given everything, given how he's disappeared, and how we believe he's been hopefully just kidnapped, not killed, we believe the people were trying to blame this on the rune. We know he definitely disappeared exactly last week from today. Definitely disappeared on the 4th, because that's when the logs stopped for his incomes. I flipped through his book of income and outcome, and nothing really caught my eye in terms of suspicious activity relating to Rune.
Holy shit. Wow. You guys do better work than any of the fuckers that work under me. Okay, so this guy that went missing was seen by a guy on Rune, snatched by a couple of big dudes who then paid the Rune user with Rune to keep his mouth zip.
Yeah.
And then you
Something
found Rune in the place where the guy was kidnapped.
So,
So, this guy's being framed.
That's the current estimation.
theory.
For something. For something. I mean,
Something, and we got kidnapped for a reason.
he got kidnapped for a reason, most likely alive because you didn't see any blood,
No blood.
and they
is
shipped him out
right.
in a goddamn crate. The fuck are these
animal.
people? And then they
Also
paid
less
a guy.
suspicious.
What'd you say?
But also less suspicious to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're
carry a body.
So, we're dealing with people who are not afraid to kidnap people, aren't afraid to break in, aren't afraid to treat people like animals, and aren't afraid to pay people off. And they're smart. No wonder this shit doesn't get solved.
Politician.
Look, me and you both, buddy. I hate the politicians here, but I don't know if it's that deep. It could be. That's always an option, I guess.
I've had enough political troubles lately. Let's hope it's not.
Man. Okay, so look, we're dealing with some pretty smart people. Tactical. I mean, only like intelligent people can pull off something like this, and if it wasn't for the squatter, they would have gotten caught. So, we're dealing with some high-level shit here. Except for the fact-
smart enough to hide it
Yeah, that's a good point.
convincingly. It was
Maybe they
too
wanted it to be
obvious.
fined. Maybe that's the point.
We'll be running in circles with this kind of thinking.
That's true. Listen, all we know is that 3 people broke in, came out with a crate that didn't have metal in it because the metal was on the floor. They took this person for something. What was that something? If you find that out, I think you find the person.
Well, metalworking is the only thing we have a lead on at the moment. Either that or he knew something.
Friend says he had no... He was an inquisitive one, so he would ask a lot of questions, but we didn't get any... We have to look to see what he was asking questions about.
You think he...
Who was he investigating?
You think he accidentally got in the wrong crowd?
There's a chance.
Asked too many questions, got in too deep to something he didn't want to get into, and then couldn't get out?
That's, again, the running theory for find actual evidence of it. That's what we're...
Wrong place, wrong time?
He asked the wrong question. Somebody...
Didn't like that.
Like, unless he found out something and somebody wants that information.
That's another thing. Or maybe they want what he can do?
Again, maybe he found something out. These people want to know what it is. Found out something about them, maybe.
There's some...
Or...
Like he said, we're going to run in circles if we do this all day.
Yeah, so we need to actually start finding some more.
So you said... So you went into that guy's mind. Weird. And you saw...
Yeah, it's a new trick.
You saw 3 people. And a dog?
Dog.
He looks up at the 3 of you and your dog. Okay.
Again, that's why he thought it was us.
Okay. Benefit of the doubt.
They were a lot taller.
Benefit of the doubt. Okay, so we're talking big, beefy people.
Yeah.
And an elf of some kind, you said.
Mm-hmm. That was the main features.
So an elf, 2 beefies, and a dog. God damn. That squatter must have had a fucking conniption fit. Okay. So, there's thousands of elves in this fucking city.
I mean, other than just asking everybody.
It's not as cut and dry as maybe we would want it to be. But that'd make it too easy, wouldn't it? So, well, we have a couple options. One I'm not too keen on, morally. One, you ask questions and hope to get answers and not get kidnapped. Or, and I'm not fond of this, but if I'm not the one doing it, technically it can't be that bad. Your newfound friend. Use him to set a drug bust. Maybe use them to get in contact with the elf. And then from the sidelines, swoop him up.
That goes wrong so many ways.
He's the only connection. What do we do? And, I mean, we could cut him a deal. He works with us to help out, and we don't charge him and put him in jail. I mean, he was using illegal substances. But if he helps in the investigation, we can give him some slack. I know it's not morally right, but if he...
How would we accomplish that?
I mean, he was on Rune before getting paid off by this elf, right?
Right.
He has to know where to get it. Maybe he doesn't directly go to the elf. But if we get into an in crowd of a dealer, take that guy in, get more information. Or play the long con. Get in with this, get this guy to buy the rune, then you go find the guy that sold your friend the rune, get in with him, make it seem like, you know, there's a connection, and then maybe he spills.
I prefer that option.
There's different ways to go about it. And if this is not even one option that you're considering, then we figure something else out. But if your friend really wants... I'm sorry, he's not your friend. If you want this guy to recover, if he's true about that, he wants to help, we could cut him some slack. He helps us. He gets off easy. And he helps us eliminate a greater good, or a greater evil, I guess.
I mean, we can ask him. Willing to that a shot? Not, then we'll.
Well, yeah. If he's not, then we do something else. I'm not quite sure what that something else is, but I don't know. Like I said, it's your evidence. You found him. You talked to him. I'll stay out of this one for now. Just maybe the presence of the Thorn Guards might scare him. You say you already kind of had a weird little breakthrough with him. So.
I definitely don't want to scare attack.
I'm not saying we do scare tactics. I'm just saying my presence or any of our presences could not help. So. Anyway.
Well. Yeah, I suppose we should. Was it?
Yeah, I'll be taking that. Takes the pouch from you. I'm gonna make sure this gets burned or something. Just kind of puts it gently off in like an evidence folder. Just kind of leaves it there. All right. Well, let me know what he says. And we'll go from there.
Alrighty.
All right. So, you guys make your way out, and you're heading to the guild.
Yeah.
Okay. You go ahead. You walk into the guild. You can see Creed currently chatting it up with some people at a table. There's some music playing. Couple of bards in the back, kind of just strumming some lutes. Everybody's drinking, having a good time. Food's being eaten. And off in the corner at a table by themselves is that young, scrawny, youngish, scrawny, half-elven man who's currently got a plate of food and is like staring into it, but also like eating pretty quickly, kind of zoning out, it looks like, but just focusing on the food.
I mean, I'll go up to him. Hey, how you holding up?
Kind of looks up. Hey, I'm good. Food is nice to have. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for hitting.
Hey, man, you've been a big help.
Really?
Yeah, and I want you to know, appreciate that you've been willing to help us through this and not run away. But I need to ask a favor.
Yeah. What can I
So,
do?
fortunately, more contact on how fired by the
Okay.
hoping.
You guys told me though to stay here.
Yeah, you're not. You're not gonna be. You're not gonna be getting it. Or who to contact and one to go there, but we will be right at your back.
You can see that there's like some nervousness in his body. So I buy some.
We set it up. You don't have to actually handle any of it. We're not going to put you in that position.
And then you
Just need you to contact the people to set up the meeting, and there, take it from there. Not have to.
who do you
Oh,
who do you want me to contact?
need a dealer,
Okay.
but know anybody? Just know. Contact a dealer, or, or they get it.
I just get it from.
Yeah, no, that's hey, perfect.
I can make a contact. I'll do you want how do you want to do this?
Oh.
Do you want to?
What time is it right now?
It's nighttime. It's like 7 o'clock. I mean, the sun has been set for like 30 minutes.
No, they like you. Night.
Nighttime. Late. Very
Nighttime,
late.
Late nights.
Early morning. Early morning. 1,
So-
2, 3.
Right. Set it up.
Okay.
If they need some time, usually they want.
Should I go now? Okay.
Time to still be down and
Okay.
going to be just on the other.
Okay. I'll eat, and then I'll go. I'll let it be known that someone's looking for a dealer. Yeah. He looks at Volstagg, just tries to look him in the eyes, but just kind of turns away. Looks at all of you. My name's Silmnar. Hi.
We are the Lightbreakers.
Yeah. I told the tiefling, the light breakers, and he gave me the food.
Good. Look over and give like a nod.
He looks over and gives you just a.
Okay. That doing? Hanging around, might grab some elves.
Oh, okay.
It happened.
Okay. And you guys go ahead and get some food, maybe a couple of drinks, and eventually you see Somnar finishes up his food, takes his plate over to Creed, and Creed kind of shockingly, as most people just leave their plates and dip. He's like still kind of shaky and jittery, but with a decent meal in his stomach, and you could see there's some more life in him than usual. Still definitely fucked up a little bit, just in general. And eventually kind of nods to you guys as he walks out of the door into the night. You guys just kind of relaxing, and I believe with that, it's a good place to stop since we did lose Bryce for a little bit there. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. Go check everybody's links down below in the description. Lots of new cool stuff is coming soon from everybody, so it's going to be a blast. So go ahead and check all that stuff out. Support the artists. And thank you guys for being here. We love you guys. We hope you're staying safe out there. Enjoy your squirt sticks. We'll see you guys next time.